Hey guys, it's Caitlin.
Bridges, they are burning. Lover, I am worried. Tables, they are turning.
And today I'm going to be doing a drugstore makeup kit for beginners. This is an everything you need to know when you are a beginner in makeup and want to go buy makeup that is from the drugstore. So today I've compiled a whole basket and bin of a ton of great affordable drugstore makeup, ranging from foundation to eyeshadow, everything you need to know and want to use if you are beginning in makeup. So if you guys are excited to see this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. Follow my social media and tune into my channel every single day because I post multiple times throughout the week. Don't forget to become a Caitster by turning on your hashtag post notifications. To do that, all you have to do is click the little bell right down below by the subscription box. And with all that being said, let's jump right into it. All the makeup that I'm going to be showing you guys today is drugstore. It is all in here. I'm going to be showing you a ton of stuff ranging from people who have dry skin and oily skin. So we're just going to hop right into this. If you're a beginner at the drugstore, you're just going to see all the makeup on the wall and be like, oh my goodness, what do I buy? I have no clue what I'm doing. So that's why I'm here to help you. So we are going to start with primer. I have 4 primers that I'm going to recommend to y'all. The first 2 I have are for people with oily skin who have pores. If you notice throughout the day that your face is getting greasy and you can see your makeup start to move and come off, then you have oily skin, and that means that you need to use a pore filling primer. So for a pore filling primer, I highly recommend the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. This one is really good and it just fills in your pores really nicely. And then the Wet n Wild Coverall Primer. This actually feels really hydrating when it goes on your skin, and it comes out as like a white liquid, but when you rub it in, it feels hydrating and fills in your pores really nicely. So I like both of these. Also, e.l.f. has a pore filling primer, I believe, and those are really good. If you have oily skin, these 2 are the way to go. Now for all my dry sisters out there, I'm with you. I have very dry skin, and for that you need to find good primers that combat that and help work with your skin. Now if you have dry skin and you use a pore filling primer, does not mean that you're gonna have extra dry skin, but if you do want to use a pore filling primer, then you should probably put a hydrating primer and then a pore filling primer. A lot of primer going on here, but the 2 that I love are the NYX Honey Do Me Up primer. This one is so cool. It comes in like a little container like this. It's glass. It has a spatula, and then it's like this gooey primer that has gold flakes in it. You put it on your skin and it feels so nice. So I really like this one. And then also the e.l.f. Hydrating Facial Primer is very nice for just getting all around glowiness to your skin. Then you can also use a hydrating stick. Both of these are really nice hydrating sticks. This is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Coconut Water Primer Stick and the e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm. I personally like this one more because it feels a lot more cooling and hydrating to my skin. But then again, I do know that Hard Candy does make a pore filling primer stick. So this just allows you to wipe it all over your face, just kind of like stick sunscreen. And this one feels so nice and refreshing. So all of these are really great primer options if you're looking for that. So now that you've done primer, if you are a beginner, I don't necessarily recommend foundation just because it is a lot if you are new to the beauty world. Finding a good color match and all that stuff is just really hard. Right now, I'm not wearing foundation, just letting you know so you can see like this is my natural skin just with a little bit of concealer. But if you do want to hop onto foundation, then these are 2 that I really like. Of course, we have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This one is so talked about in the beauty world for being a cheap, really good foundation. It comes with a little spatula or like a paddle. That way you can just wipe it all over your face. And this is $5. And this foundation is really good. It does dry matte, but the coverage is really nice. It is a medium to full coverage foundation, so if you're interested in that, you can buy this. But also, the more you add, the more full coverage. So if you only add a little bit, it's light coverage, which I appreciate that. So this one is really good. And if you're wondering, since I'm tan right now in the summer, mine is in the shade soft beige, but they have a ton of different shades. And then this is my favorite drugstore foundation, the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Foundation. This is really, really good and it works for my skin really well. It is luminous, so it's not going to be matte. Again, for dry skin, this is the way to go. This is just really, really nice, and they have so many different tones and shades in store. Mine is in the shade Porcelain Light Ivory, and this matches me very, very nicely. So I really like this, and I think both of these are really good foundation options. Like I said, if you're a beginner, I don't necessarily recommend foundation. I recommend concealer, and here I have two of my favorite ones. My by far favorite concealer I've ever tried in the entire world is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I've been through 3 of these. They are so good, and I really, really love them. Mine is in the lightest shade, Light Ivory, and they have a terrible shade range in this. I think they only have like 4 or 5 shades, which is literally the worst thing ever. But if you can find your shade, I highly recommend you try this. I'm pretty sure it's $4. It is such nice coverage, as you can see. I only put a tiny bit underneath my eyes and they look so nice. Comes with a ton of product in it, and it's a little applicator. Also, if you take the stopper out of it, like inside every concealer there's a stopper, you can pull it out with tweezers. If you do that, there's so much product left in here. So I've done that on my last 2 Wet n Wild concealers, and I've been able to use this for so much longer than if I would have thrown it out. I love this concealer. I live and die for it. It is so amazing. Then if you're looking for another concealer, this is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I've also been through 3 of these. I haven't been reaching for this recently just because I've been loving my Wet n Wild one so much, but this is also a really good affordable option. Both of these concealers are really nice. They don't crease super badly and they look perfect. And if you are going to put a cream on your face, you are always going to set with powder, and my favorite powder ever is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, and mine is in the shade 10. I really want to get 5 because this one is a little bit yellow on me, but they do have a bunch of different shades in this powder. I've had this powder for a very long time. I'd say I've had this for a couple months now, and you can see I still have a lot of product left in here. So this powder is so good. It is so finely milled, and it's just really nice, velvety, soft powder. It sets your makeup so nice, does not crease, does not give you flashback, and if you set this with a wet beauty blender or just with the brush, it's amazing. I've seen a ton of beauty influencers like Manny MUA and Nikki Tutorials love this, and so do I, so I definitely think you should try this. And that moves us on to bronzer, and I love my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This one is so nice from the drugstore. It is a little bit more expensive. This is $15. It's on the pricey side, but this is really nice. Of course, everybody talks about the smell. It smells really good, but the powder is just so finely milled. It just blends into your skin so nicely. And they do have different shades in this. I got mine in the shade Light Bronzer, and it works for my skin. I just wish I got a darker shade, but it's fine. I just add my Hoola bronzer, but that's not drugstore, so I'm not talking about this. I'm currently wearing this all over my face as a bronzer, and you can see how nice it looks if you build it up. The compact is also super nice for traveling because it comes with a mirror right here, and they do also give you like this sponge brush, but it is terrible. I think if they took that out, they could save a lot more money on packaging and on that. So I don't know why they give that to you, but the mirror is really helpful. I also forgot to mention that Wet n Wild has a wonderful contour duo. It has a facial powder on one side and a contour / bronzer on the other. It's really nice, and I have like 4 of them. I totally forgot to mention it. I don't know why, but they're really good. And now we move on to blush so we can get cute little cheeks. I love my Wet n Wild's Color Icon blush. This is very well loved. It is broken, it's cracked, and I will still not repurchase a new one because this is totally fine. Mine is in the shade Pearlescent Pink 325B, and Manny MUA has talked about this blush as well. It is so pretty. It's just the perfect blush shade where it's not overly pigmented, but it has a little bit of shimmer in it. If you like pink, peachy, shimmery blushes, this is really great. So now it's time for that glow. I have 3 highlighters that I want to talk about. The first one I'm going to talk about is the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter in the shade Moonlight. I've actually not used this highlighter in a very long time. I was compiling things for this video. I totally forgot about it, but this I think is like $3 or $4. All you have to do is scrape off the top layer with like the back of a makeup brush, and then this is so blinding. I love this. I remember how much I used to love it until I found other options, but this is really good. And then I have 2 cream highlighters which are so pretty. I have the Physicians Formula Butter Highlight, and this goes along with their Butter Bronzer bronzer, and I also have their butter blush. So that's their whole line. This is so blinding. Mine's in the shade Pearl. I think they have 2 or 3 shades, but it is a cream consistency. So if you touch it, it will move around like a cream, but if you put it on your face, it feels like a powder. And if you like blinding highlights, this is the one for you. I know it doesn't look that blinding, but this is so pretty. This highlight is amazing for getting the blinding glow, and I really love it, especially for inner corners. And then I have the ColourPop Flexitarian Super Shock Cheek Highlight. This is also one of the cream to powder highlights, where if you touch it, it feels like cream, but it goes on your face as powder. This is what I'm wearing in my inner corners, and ColourPop is a drugstore brand. You can find it online on colourpop.com, and I think they sell it in Ulta, I'm not entirely sure, but you can't find it at your local Walmart or Target. But this is what I'm wearing on my inner corners, and you can see how blinding it is. It is literally stunning. I'm pretty sure this is like $8 or $5, and if you're willing to order off ColourPop, I think you should definitely get this. They have a ton of different highlight shades. Also, ColourPop, if you sign up for their website and you become a member, they send you emails all the time about free shipping and discounts and all that stuff. So I bought this when it was a free shipping because I hate paying for shipping, and I am so glad I did. It is really nice. So I believe the next step would be brows. This is personally how I do my makeup, so I don't know if you do it like this. But for brows, the e.l.f. brow pencil is really nice. I used to use this all the time. Unfortunately, I do think they only have 4 shades, which isn't great, but I use the shade Taupe, which matches me perfect. I did stop using this because the pencil is kind of really thick for me, and I didn't appreciate that when doing my eyebrows, but the pigment is there. It comes with a good amount of product. It comes with a spoolie, and it's only $2, so I highly recommend this brow pencil to anybody. I don't use this as much anymore because my Anastasia one is just by far my favorite, but this is also really nice from the drugstore, and I used this all the time for, I'd say, a solid couple of months. And then if you want to set your brows, this is my favorite thing ever. This is the e.l.f. Clear Brow Gel and Mascara. I've been through 4 of these. That's how much I love it. It comes with one side for eyebrows and one side for lashes, but I use both sides for my eyebrows. Basically, this just makes sure that your eyebrows don't move throughout the day. It's just a clear gel. You can also buy pigmented gels if you want. I know Essence has some, but this is also $2. So if you want great brows, literally just buy this too, and it's $4 and you're done. e.l.f. makes really nice eyebrow products. So I'm editing this video right now, but I know some people are going to say e.l.f. also has a brow pomade, and they do have a dip brow or like a brow lock-on liner. I think that's what it's called. But if you're a beginner, I don't necessarily recommend using a pomade just because you have to have a really steady hand to get the perfect brow. I personally don't love pomade. I think pencil is way easier to work with. And also, pro tip, if you mess up on your brows, just clean them up with concealer. So next, that goes on to eyeshadow, and for eyeshadow, I have to say my favorite eyeshadows I've ever tried from the drugstore are by Wet n Wild. And these are the Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeshadow palettes. They have 4 of them. I only own 2, but these are the more natural nude ones that I think an everyday person would wear more often. This one is the shade Rose in the Air, and I've talked about this before, but this is supposed to be a dupe for the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia, and I can by far say it is definitely a dupe. The shades are so pigmented and so similar in both of the palettes. It's crazy. You can see I barely touched them, and that's a lot of pigment, so I highly recommend both of these palettes. This one is the shade Nude Awakening, and this one I'd say would be for a more average person just because it has cool tones, and it's just really nice. Comes with shimmers and mattes, so I love both of these Wet n Wild eyeshadow palettes so much. They're $5 a piece, so you really can't beat it, and if you want to look fly on the go, this is where it's at. So that leaves us to mascara, and I know a ton of people have found really great mascaras from the drugstore, but personally I love my Maybelline Lash Sensational. This has been my favorite for a very long time. The wand is really thick, but it's kind of curved so you can get your lashes as long as possible. That's what the wand looks like. I also have tried the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise, which is the dupe for the BTS mascara, and that one's very nice as well. I ran out of it, so I threw it out, but I really like this one. And then also the L'Oreal Paris Telescopic Mascara is really good too. So this one is a super skinny wand. It's complete opposite of the one I just showed you, but it helps you get the root of your lashes so well. And I use this every single day on my bottom lashes just to coat them really evenly and really fast. So I love both of these mascaras so much. And finally, I have some lip products, and I would have to say that NYX makes great lip products. Their butter glosses are amazing. This is their butter gloss in the shade Creme Brulee, and I love this. And then also their soft matte lip creams for anybody who likes matte liquid lipstick are great. So NYX has great lip products, and I got a set of like 50 of these tiny little NYX soft matte lip creams, so I have like every single shade. And this is my only butter gloss by them, but I love both of these and they're really awesome. Hey guys, I look really rough. It's later in the night and I'm about to save this video to my phone, but I realized I totally forgot setting spray. So by far my favorite setting spray is the Flower Beauty setting spray. The mist is so fine and I love my hydrating one. It is so nice, so that's the way to go. So that's it. We made it through your drugstore makeup guide. I know this video was a lot more informative than funny and silly like my normal ones. I thought this could help a lot of people who aren't really sure what to buy when they go to the drugstore, so I hope this really does help. These are my favorites and hopefully you will like them too, and they're all really affordable, so I hope you appreciate that. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a big ol' thumbs up and subscribe down below. Follow my social media, especially my Instagram. Don't forget to tune into my channel every single day because I post multiple times throughout the week. And don't forget to turn on your hashtag post notifications to become a Caitster. All you have to do to become a Caitster is click the little bell icon right below the subscription box. So with all that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you so much. Stay poppin' and bye. I'm not trying to complicate none of this, so let me just